Hey guys, about a week and a half ago, I had somebody come up to my garage and see my car. And they're like, wow, you like to build cars? And I said, yeah, I like to build cars with friends and things like this. And they said, wow, I bet you love to drive, don't you? And it kind of made me think, you know what? I don't like to drive. I'm one of those few people that you probably will ever meet that loves cars, has a car in his garage he's building, goes to local car shows, that absolutely does not like to drive. I think some of this actually came from my family lives in Leavenworth, Kansas, which is outside of Kansas City. So to go visit them, it's about 3 hours of driving down 35 Highway, and then we go through St. Joseph, Missouri. I've done that drive so many times, I think, that I'm just kind of over it. A couple summers ago when I was working on that rally car, that Volvo Turbo that I had, the car was down. It was down a lot. You know, it's a 40-some-year-old Swedish car. You know, it has problems. So I ended up going to a car show with my friend Heath and his Z28. And you know, it didn't bother me at all. Most guys who couldn't bring their car would be bothered by it. Didn't want to, you know, they don't want to ride with somebody. They want to drive their car. I really didn't care. Most guys that I know have this thing where when they go somewhere with their girl, you know, they drive. That happens in most couples. I'm not sure why, but it does. I don't have that problem. My fiance can drive if she wants to. That doesn't say that sometimes still on a nice summer evening when it's in the, you know, the upper 70s and the sun's going down, I don't put down the windows, put on some Bob Seger and go running against the wind, if you know what I'm talking about. But I think in general, I've kind of gotten over the whole driving and going places. Now, I like to go for a drive if it's to go for a drive. Now, if it's to get in the car and go to the mall, I don't really care to do that. But I'll go for a drive in the evening, maybe on a 2-lane back road, or go to visit a friend and pick up his car. But in general, when it comes to just regular daily driving, I like to ride my bike. Or luckily here in Pella, we make a joke, the town's very small. Everything is 3 miles from everything else. So I tend to walk more. I think I ended up being this way because working on that old Volvo, it needed work every summer. And I mean lots of work. And I ended up working underneath of the car, on top of the car, inside the car, outside of the car. And I think I just really started to develop a passion for working on cars. You know, you watch those movies like, or TV shows like Knight Rider, how, you know, Michael Knight drove KITT, but there was always somebody back in the semi that was working on the car. That's who I think I would be. And I think I'm fine with that. I think the days of me wanting to go on a drive are starting to get fewer and far between. But, you know, that's fine with me because my friend Heath and his Camaro Z28, he loves to drive. My friend Joe who had Black Betty, the Civic I've talked about, he's got a new 2004 Honda Civic SI. It's a really fun car, and he'll pick me up and we'll go for a drive. It's not that I don't enjoy there's a difference between driving and going for a ride. And to me, going for a ride means going to the mall or going to the grocery store. But driving is windows down, running against the wind. But unfortunately, it seems like more and more I end up working on things. So I think I've developed that passion over a need. Like, I either was going to get really used to working on that old Volvo or I was going to quit. And I think I just got used to it. Got used to something breaking, got used to another issue, got used to pulling up in the driveway and going, oh crap, again. Well, because of that, I think I've just now developed a liking to working on cars. And that doesn't mean that in the future I'm not going to go on a drive with my friends and take my car out. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to take Alice out to visit my family in Kansas City. Because I will say this, my nephew and I had to meet my sister halfway from here in Pella to Leavenworth, Kansas, in Bethany, Missouri. And my nephew was visiting me up here for a while, and to bring him back the halfway, we decided to take turbo. And I will say there is something different. Is it still a straight highway all the way there, boring as all get out? Yes, but there is a different feeling that you have driving a car that's not just your daily. And I probably will do that soon, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the future I really am not into driving. I don't know if that means I'm going to not be in the hobby anymore, or if I'll just be the guy that when somebody calls, I'll go, because I enjoy fixing other people's cars. I think that that's what's going to help me to stay in the hobby when I'm really done with driving. Well, you know, I'm pretty sure that you guys know somebody in your neighborhood. My sister in her old neighborhood had a guy that was kitty corner who used to whistle and he used to work on cars, you know, in his driveway. I'm sure that everybody knows somebody who likes cars. You know, you might be surprised to find out that maybe they're not as into driving anymore as they used to be. Well, I hope you guys kind of like this video. You know, it's just my 2 cents about how I feel about, you know, cars today. If you hand me a wrench, I'll probably say let's go. And if you handed me a steering wheel, I'd have to think about it. All right, thanks guys.